You know what's like one crazy thing that I noticed? As a creative, me, I believe that I have really beautiful gifts from God. You know what I'm saying? But there's so many times I can remember where I will be doubting myself about like this crazy idea or this sound or this move or this kind of like unorthodox attempt towards something. And it's sad to say that sometimes it'll be even those people who want to be like you, who want to be you, or who are just simply inspired by you, to remind you like, yo, you understand the magnitude of what you just did just now, and I'll have to step back and be like, yo, I really need to like really move around here like Kanye type. You know, sometimes it's like, and I hope I'm being as, you know, as genuine and clear and as authentic as possible without trying to make it seem like I'm always very, very aware. I mean, I'm aware, like even days that I didn't know what was gonna happen next, I knew that I was called for this, right? And whatever this is not really just stamped by just music itself. It's a whole big scope of my being, right? But there's many times that I would sit down and doubt myself about some kind of move or some kind of idea. And I don't know, it just popped into my head. I really have to walk around really like reminding myself like I am a walking genius, because I'm tapped into something that's so beyond myself, and I can feel it, and the people who are being impacted by it themselves can feel it as well too. So I need to really walk around in my intuition though, not in my ego. I'm talking about my true, just pure love for who I am and what I'm called to do. I hope you know yourself as well too, as you're going through your own like kind of little roadblock when you have like doubts about yourself. Remind yourself that like you are called for whatever you're called to do and whatever you're great at, whatever your purpose is, and to remind yourself that like, nah, like not even my worst days can define what I'm called to do and who I am. You know what I'm saying? I could go deeper into it honestly, but if you think about even Christ himself, before Christ was even commissioned to go do the work, he was already approved as beloved. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really based on my productivity or my results or whatever it is. It's really just my being and who I am. Like he sees who I am and he's already called me for this. And sometimes you have to remind yourself like you are the fucking GOAT, like regardless of even what you produce. But out of that knowing, when you produce now, you're producing in just full. You ever seen that clip of Tyler the Creator when he's like making the beat? He's like, yo, I'm so good. It's like that mindset. Like every person who's called with a higher purpose of being an influencer or a creative, don't take it for granted. Like really have like this kind of like playground mindset by like with your own your own craft. And it's that mindset like under that mindset, it's really just knowing that you're called for this and you're so good at what you do. Like of course there's gonna be so many bumps, and sometimes it's like you have to learn. You have to sharpen your iron, your sword. But the essence of who you are is you're called for this and you were great at what you do, right? So like it's the same mindset I've started kind of adapting to and really making my second nature every single day now, that when I'm doing things, it's just really just who I am. Like my productivity, my creativity is just really who I am, and the way I see things is really just kind of like fine-tuned based on who I uniquely am, like who I'm called to be as Sawi, as Noisy Boy, as the being, as the soul entity. Or a matter of fact, no, I don't know my soul name, but I know that like the person who's here, who's aware of the soul that's in him. And the good thing is I'm blessed to know about myself. I'm blessed to know my knowing. There's layers to my knowing, and I'm blessed to know that I'm aware that this container is not enough for who I am, right? So it's like as I'm growing in my understanding of myself, I need to bask in like this kind of like, not like cockiness, but just self-awareness to the fullest, and confidence that like everything I do, I know I can compete with somebody trying to like not even underhandedly, but like they're like, it's like they don't want to come up corny, but at the same time they don't want to, and it's not, I'm not trying to base it off of just compliments, but I just know, right? And sometimes, like I said, the whole base of this conversation was me saying that like sometimes when I'm doubting myself, it'll be like those kind of, I had this moment when I was working on the script for the storyboard for Sweet Colo, the song, the video, that I had so many doubts, that I did so many revisions, because I was like, I don't know how it's gonna come out. And I'm always like, I'm thinking about like the actual like production day as I'm writing the script and the storyboard, and thinking to myself, man, is this possible? Is that possible? But like I also like, I remember too as well, one good thing I was doing was I'm very detail oriented. I like to make sure that I myself can understand it, but also those who are just opening up my script for the first time, or my storyboard for the first time, they're going to understand exactly what I'm trying to accomplish, right? So from the little short descriptions to like the angles on my storyboard now, to the screenshots that I find to really help give a description of how I want the shot to be, I'm making sure everything is 100% on point. So when you, as a director who's coming to work with our team on a video shoot, like, you know exactly what I'm trying to accomplish. And lo and behold, the guy that we work with for Sweet Colo, like, he even mentioned that he's like, bro, like the details, like when I look at the script, from the clothing to the location to the time to everything, it was so on point. Like, even to like the screenshots of the actual like stills of how you wanted the shots to look, I knew exactly what you wanted to do and how I wanted to even shoot. And so when we got on set, like, he was making sure that happened. Of course, he made a couple mistakes here and there. People are not perfect, but like, he knew exactly what the goal was. And when he said that, in my mind, it was like, yo, like, I need to be more like aware and be more like confident in my mindset, because even when I'm second guessing something, it's for a reason, because I'm trying to get a certain thing out and I'm trying to make sure like it comes out the way that I want it to come out. And I always know how to fine tune things in a way that really just speaks my vision. So like, that was just one example of like what it was like, what it felt like being like, okay, I need to be more confident in my knowingness, in my self-awareness, in my quirks, in my peculiar way of seeing things, in my weird way of expressing things, in my way. That's really why I'm called Noisy Boy, because my definition of Noisy Boy, like, there's many ways I can define it, but one way I can define it is like, just like your excitement or your way of like kind of expressing yourself creatively is so unique to you. Like, sometimes you might be like an introvert, but like when it comes to your passion, like, it just brings a certain part of you out. There are weird ways that you express yourself that's gonna be so like unfamiliar to so many people, but your tribe is gonna understand that. So like I started really standing like heavy on that. Like, I'm going to bask in my weirdness. I'm gonna bask in my peculiar way of thinking. I'm gonna bask in like my detail orientedness, if that's a word. I'm going to bask in everything that makes me Sawiye and Noisy Boy, because that's what's going to speak to the tribe that God has sent me to speak to. And so I hope you are also thinking the same way too. When it comes, that's what it means to be a noisy boy. To be noisy, like, you have to speak in your own peculiar way, and those who need that peculiarness, they're going to gravitate towards that. It's about being just authentic and being real in yourself and never having to overdo. Just really doing at the best that you can, and it's in that knowingness of who you are that everything else just flows. So I hope that blesses you guys as well too. I hope you guys enjoy this content. Stay noisy, stay blessed. Keep making noise.